Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to another CRPG News Roundup. This is for time for June 28th, 2025, where each week I take a look back at the week in computer and console role-playing game news and bring you the highlights. Going to be a bit of a quick one this time because I am like 3 hours behind on stuff today, largely because I was waiting for a delivery, which was 3 hours late. Anyway, in general news, it is time for the summer sales. So Steam and GOG have some good deals going on right now if you want to take a look at them. And into actual RPG related stuff, we'll start in on upcoming titles with The Necromancer's Tale, which is set to release on July 17th. It'll be an open world exploration focused RPG with the idea of mastering rituals from an ancient spell book in order to raise your undead army. Then Fretless, The Wrath of Rifferson will also be hitting in July. It'll be a turn-based deck-building RPG starring a musician, attempting to stop the plans of a corrupt record company. Because you would never want to mistakenly think musician is magician. Anyway, that I believe is also on July 17th. Noctuary is getting a console release on July 30th, targeting the PS5, Xbox Series X/S, and the Nintendo Switch. It has been available on the PC for a few years now. The console release will include additional content and characters as well as quality of life features. Chained Echoes is getting a new DLC on August 7th called Ashes of Elrant. It'll include material right before the end game of the main story and feature a new land to explore. Sea of Remnants is set for release sometime in 2026. It looks like it'll be an adventure RPG featuring puppet folk sailing the seas in search of lost memories. Demon's Night Fever was generally announced, slated for sometime in 2026. It'll be a raising speedrunning simulation RPG, whatever that means, where you play a boy who hates the world, as well as an evil god who has lost his powers, looking to unleash evil upon the world. It'll be produced by Disgaea creator Sohei Niikawa. I have no idea how to pronounce that, my apologies. So I'm looking for something in that vein. Space Scum was announced. It'll be a tactical turn-based RPG in which you lead mercenaries across different planets, earning loot and so forth. As far as actual releases go, Persona 5 The Phantom X was released. It is set in the Persona 5 universe, and it deals with the Phantom Thieves. I don't know if that's in the main one, because I've never actually played Persona 5. In fact, I've not played any of the Persona series. I've heard I should, so I'll have to look into that. Anyway, System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster saw its release. It has a slight graphical upgrade of the classic sci-fi FPS/RPG hybrid, predecessor to the BioShock ones. His console releases have, however, been pushed back until July, so you can get on the PC now with console in July. Atelier Yumiya, The Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land got a new DLC. It offers a number of free content pieces, but also some paid content as part of its season pass, some of which is a crossover DLC with Tales of Grace's F remastered. Shuffle Tactics is a roguelike card-based game in which you create decks to help survive battles set up on a classical-style tactical RPG grid. Malice hit early access. It is a roguelite deck builder which has you hunting through a corrupted city to expose evil plaguing innocents. It will be having a full release later this year. Sepulchrum is a turn-based tactical roguelite where you gather a party to defeat an evil. Okay. Then there is Oceanhorn Chronos Dungeon, set 200 years after Oceanhorn 2, which I thought was set like 400 years before Oceanhorn 1. Anyway, it has you gathering heroes to defeat Chronos to change history. It has a pixel graphic style action RPG setup. Shambles, Sons of Apocalypse, is a turn-based tactical post-apocalyptic RPG which follows a handful of people who escaped the devastating war that encompassed the globe. Finally, there's Griffith Academy, which is a story-rich style, visual novel / interactive fiction adventure with turn-based combat and RPG elements, I believe. With that, let's take a look at crowdfunding campaigns. Remember that contributing to a crowdfunding campaign should be done only at your own risk. Doing so is no guarantee of even receiving a product. Mention here is not an endorsement, but is for informational purposes only. And if I sound like I'm choking on something, it's because I had a brownie before I started this, and it was a grievous mistake, and I may choke to death on camera. Anyway, there is only a few that even came close to catching my eye this week in terms of crowdfunding campaigns. Grandest Adventures looks like it'll be a sci-fi based exploration RPG where you build a cafe It is done by a solo developer, so there's that. And then there's Orderfall, which looks like it'll have you wielding memory shards in a fallen, broken world with a dark fantasy theme. And there were a few more, but they were in such the early stages, like even earlier than the Orderfall one, that I can't in good faith even begin to cover them, because it's like, okay, here's some initial concept art of an initial concept of something that we may make. Okay, that's a little bit earlier. Anyway, on that note, I will wrap things up here. This has been the RPG Crawler with my CRPG News Roundup for June 28th, 2025. As always, links will be below. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment, any feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content. And there will be more RPG content up. I finally got back to recording Planescape Torment. Stuff will start coming out on my other channel. Hopefully everything will go well. Until next time, take care and goodbye. And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribestar, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.